103.5. Simply the best.
Hello there, good morning. It's 6 o'clock GMT and you are listening to Star Breakfast News with me, Obed Gaglo. Coming up this morning, President Akufo-Addo raises against time to avert shutdown of public sector as he appeals to organized labor to reconsider industrial action. We'll hear from a labor expert who has slammed organized labor's U-turn.
For how many more days? I'm surprised they had the courage even to say so. Look, this thing didn't start today. It started many years ago.
So you're surprised?
The president, like me, were all born in Gold Coast. We didn't see these kind of things. Why are we treating this?
And also ahead, Democracy Hub protesters remanded into police and prison custody sue Attorney General and IGP for violating their fundamental human rights ahead of day 2 of the 3-day protest demanding their release and end to galamsey. We'll hear from their lawyers shortly. And also, Ghana Health Service urges general public to avoid contact with persons with rashes as country records first Mpox case. We have details of these and many other stories coming up shortly. Do stay with us.
Star News is coming to you live on Ultimate 106.9 FM in Kumasi, Empire 102.7 FM in Takrady, Zeps 95.9 FM in Zebila, Nissim 100.1 FM in Lamshao, MyStar Radio in the USA, also live on Facebook on Star 103.5 FM and on starfm.com.gh around the world. This is Star 103.5 FM, Star News. Informed, in depth, in touch.
Grateful for tuning in. Now, President Akufo-Addo is raising against time to avert a shutdown of the public sector. This comes after an appeal he made to Labour to reconsider its planned strike slated for next Thursday. The appeal came during a closed-door meeting with union leaders. Sources from the meeting revealed that President Akufo-Addo's request organized labor to postpone its strike, asking for more time to work on their demands. But labor expert Austin Game is not happy with the labor's decision to meet President Akufo-Addo. He spoke to Star News.
What is difficult about making a definite announcement coming from no less a person than the President of Ghana, having been shown the numerous water bodies, including the prominent ones from Western, Eastern, Ashanti, everywhere, Central, we should still be living with that situation for how many more days? I'm surprised they had the courage even to say so. Look, this thing didn't start today. It started many years ago.
So you're surprised?
The president, like me, were all born in Gold Coast. We didn't see these kind of things. Why are we treating this thing that have been handed down to us by our forefathers? Why are we maltreating the environment the way we are doing it?
Away from Labour, a group of protesters who were remanded into police and prison custody last week have sued the Attorney General and the IGP for violating their fundamental human rights. The 32 protesters include Oliver Mausi Baka-Vomawo, Elom Ababil, popularly known as Ama Governor, and Ralph Williams. They were charged with various counts including stealing, destruction of public property, among others. Medina MP Francis Xavier Susu, who is representing the protesters, spoke to sister station GH1 TV.
This matter has become so making demands on the ruling class that we are unable to protect our water bodies. Galamsey is destroying our water bodies and poses an existential threat to all of us. And so it's quite unfortunate that the state rather chose to be high-handed with these protesters. Whilst I am very much aware of the Public Order Act that provides the limits within which protesters may protest, I believe that that the reasons why police is always required to be around protesters is for them to help bring excesses to, under control, because every protest may involve one excess or the other, but what police needs to do is bringing them under control, not bundling everybody together, including people who did nothing, people who were bystanders, arresting all of them, and taking them to court for them to be remanded. So clearly, a lot of these arrests are unlawful arrests. The detentions are unlawful detentions. The prosecutions are malicious, and they've been denied their right to dignity of the person. Some of them were denied right to lawyers. And so we are before the Human Rights Court for declarations to that effect, and also for compensations for the unlawful arrest and prosecution.
Now, this suit comes ahead of day 2 of the latest 3-day protests in demand for the release of the remanded protesters and an end to Galamsey. The demonstration, which began yesterday, saw hundreds of Ghanaians pour out onto the streets in solidarity. Now, security analyst Adib Sani tells Star News the police ought to remain professional in discharge of their duty.
At a point, we might have multiple demonstrations happening at multiple places, because surely the request or the information would come. So it is up to the police to see how they can better manage. So, in as much as we are concerned with the police providing security for the protest, they would also be fulfilling their mandate of ensuring general safety, because like I indicated earlier, criminal elements always want to take advantage of this period to engage in their criminal enterprises, because they feel that their attention would be much more on politically related issues rather than, the everyday security.
Security analyst Adib Sani there. Now, away from the protest, the Ghana Health Service has called on the general public to avoid contact with persons with rashes. This comes after the country recorded its first monkeypox case. The Ghana Health Service on Thursday confirmed the case of monkeypox in the Bia West district in the Western North region. The patient, who is a 15-year-old boy, sought medical attention last month at a district government hospital after experiencing fever, body pain, a sore throat, and a rash on his palm and face. The public health advisory issued by the service noted that 230 suspected monkeypox cases have been identified across 88 districts nationwide. Dr. Franklin Asiedu Bekwing is the Director of Public Health at the Ghana Health Service and spoke to Star News.
When you see rashes on yourself, don't try to apply an ointment and assume that it's chickenpox or pimples. Go to a health facility. Then the next one is about the spread. So monkeypox spread by contact. So if you see somebody who has rashes or bumps or like wells, you need to avoid contact. Either contact with the beddings or shirts or clothing, you need to avoid it. Or if you see a sick animal that has sunlight bumps on the body, you need to avoid it. So it's about making sure that we avoid contact, and then also to improve on personal hygiene. So the use of hand washing with soap and running water is very important. But the best thing is to avoid contact between person that has any rash or wells or pimples on the body.
Meanwhile, Executive Health Director of the Africa Center for Health Policy, Dr. Thomas Anaba, has called on the Ghana Health Service to step up education of the disease.
Education to make sure that people understand what to do, especially when you meet somebody with the manifestation in it, or you have the manifestation in your skin, you avoid getting into the public. Make sure you stay away from gatherings that you get close to people and touch them, and it will be transmitted to them. These are some of the things that we have to do. Hotels, for instance, bedsheets must be watched frequently. If you enter a trotro and see somebody with those lesions, you make sure he goes to a hospital and report himself, and make sure you take care of yourself very well. So the best is to educate the people by showing the images in public areas, in trotro centers. You put the pictures there of samples of monkeypox in hotels, in theaters, in areas that there are gatherings. You put images there for people to see, to identify the lesions, and also identify how to stay away from people with such lesions so that we don't transmit it.
Away from health, some good news is coming in for Ghana after the country secured some more than 90% participation in its Eurobond debt exchange program. The country surpassed its set target of 65%. The Ministry of Finance is using the Eurobond debt exchange program to restructure some $13 billion of debts that the government owes to commercial external creditors. The move is expected to help the country pass the third review being undertaken by the International Monetary Fund mission currently in the country. Finance Minister Dr. Mohamed Amin Adam addressed the media on Thursday.
I am delighted, ladies and gentlemen, to announce to you that after all the negotiations, we have achieved an overwhelming success. We obtained more than 98% consent, which is significantly higher than the 65% threshold from bondholders following the launch of the exchange offer and consent solicitation in September 2024. And so the threshold we expected to achieve was 65%. What we have achieved is more than 98%. And this is the reason we are very happy about the overwhelming success of this consent solicitation. This impressive results surpasses international benchmarks and demonstrates the strong support of Ghana's bondholder community across Africa and in the international markets. It is for this reason I want to thank all our bondholders, the bondholder community, for standing by Ghana, for working with us to achieve this feat. As a result of this successful debt exchange, the country will exchange almost 13 billion US dollars in Eurobonds for new bonds in the coming weeks.
And that's how we end the Star Breakfast News. My name is Obed King Gaglo. For more news, log on to starfm.com.gh. Have a blessed day.